There is a hidden bear trap inside this building. Can you find it? Well, if you found this bear trap hidden inside the railways, congratulations! But did you see this other one on the left? This is what this video is all about. Now, in order to get this invisible bear trap, all you have to do is go to this mound of dirt inside the mines and carefully place the bear trap inside it in order to completely cover it. This trap is very good for when the window spawns on the top of the basement instead of in the entrance, as it's placed in such a way that any survivor running to it will get caught. If you are lucky enough to get the basement spawn in the mines, you can also take advantage of the rubble and wood beams in order to hide a bear trap on it. Even though this trap is still visible, it is located in such a way that any survivors coming out of the basement will most likely step on it, especially those that have no idea the trap was there to begin with. Another bear trap you need to know is one on the top floor of Ironworks of Misery. If you come close to the cabin that contains a breakable wall, window, and a chest, you will find a broken iron door on the floor. Place the bear trap in the bent part of the door, and you will have a bear trap that is practically impossible to see from the other side, as it will be completely covered by the door. This trap is especially effective when the window inside is blocked, as this bear trap will cover the optimal pathing of survivors. Now, sadly, in Coldwind there aren't many sneaky spots to be found, but the silo has some insane ones. For example, this insane spot hidden beneath the tarp inside the silo. This trap is also placed in a perfect place in order to catch survivors that try to come out of the basement and escape through the window, and also survivors that try to chain the window from the other side of the silo. This trap also works when the basement is not spawned, however it looks weirder. Another really interesting trap spot is found on the opposite entrance to the window, as there is a wooden board where you can clip your bear trap inside. This trap is especially effective if the silo pallet is still up, as some survivors might choose to look through the outside of the silo in order to chain the window, as it is located in the most optimal path for survivors. And finally, just like the bear trap in the mines at the start of the video, you can find some metal beams where you can clip your bear trap inside. And while this trap is not that special, it can still catch some survivors off guard that attempt to either escape or repair the generator near it. Next map is the Asylum. The first one is located in one of the doorways leading to the center generator, especially the one with this door, as it will help the trap blend in even better. Admittedly, this trap works especially well outside of a chase or at the start of one, as there are no pallets inside this room, so take it more as a passive bear trap. Another very strong bear trap can be placed in the ramp next to the Asylum window, as it will clip inside the stones, and it's hard to see from below. This bear trap is also impossible to bypass unless it's disarmed, basically guaranteeing that any survivor using this entrance will get trapped. Now, before we continue to the next map, I want to warn you that while some spots inside the Asylum ashes might look like they allow you to hide a bear trap, they do not work, as the trap will be elevated. Now, this is by far my most favorite bear trap placement in the entire vid, because I have never seen any trapper use it ever. If the chapel has an opening instead of a window generated next to the top generator, you can place a very precise bear trap that will almost be completely hidden from the survivor's point of view, allowing you to catch balanced landing users and also survivors attempting to flee from the generator in a very efficient manner. However, this hole doesn't spawn all the times, and in case it doesn't, here is another extremely hidden bear trap placement you can do in the corner of the stairs leading to the generator, and as you can see, with precise placement, you can basically completely cover this bear trap, and I guarantee no survivor will ever expect to get caught by it. And as the final trap of this map, if the corner pallet from the chapel spawns, you can take advantage of the rubble found in this area to camouflage a bear trap on it. It's not as hidden as other bear traps in this video, but it can still help you catch survivors off guard. The swamp map contains a lot of very effective bear traps that you can hide on ramps in both boats, but the best one is found next to the broken stairs, as you can completely hide the bear trap below this piece of scrap. This trap is especially effective for survivors that choose to drop from the generator on top. And the other ramp can also have a bear trap in the entrance, as survivors might not see it as it will be blocked by the wooden boards from the outside. However, from inside, this bear trap is pretty visible. In terms of effectiveness, this bear trap is significantly better than the last one, especially if the pug log spawns on this side in specific. And following the same principles as the other two bear traps, you can trap the prawn boat the same way by using the wooden ramps as blockers from the outside, and both of these work really well as passive traps. Next up, Haddonfield, and there are two traps I have never seen used against me. The first one can be placed in the house that contains a whole drop, and it's especially effective with the generator spawning inside. Just place the bear trap in between the rubble, and combined with the darkness of this room, this bear trap will be pretty hidden. This is especially devastating if you push survivors from the right entrance. And while this next trap is not that effective since I have never seen a survivor go to this spot, I still wanted to show it. As you can see, by placing a bear trap in between the wooden parts in this hole in main building, you can hide a bear trap pretty well and completely block this part of the map. There aren't many sneaky spots in Badham, but there is one that is really insane. If you go to the main entrance of the House of Pain in Badham, no matter the variant, you will find a set of white stairs outside. Well, you can clip a bear trap in the lower part of the stair, and this can be very effective depending on what type of House of Pain generation you have. This next set of bear traps is actually insane, and it's one of the only ones that are completely hidden. If you go to the top of the Sanctum of Wrath, from one entrance in specific, you will be able to completely clip a bear trap below a floorboard. And what is cool is that you can clip it anywhere you want. This means you can essentially hide two bear traps on this same position. Not only is the middle of the Sanctum a very important area as most survivors will be here at some point in the match, it's also very useful to be able to block two sides of the Sanctum in one spot. And the best part is that the other side of the Sanctum also has floorboards that you can also clip bear traps through, although the other side is not as effective as the previous one. However, since this is closer to the generator, you can use this place as a passive bear trap that will catch survivors repairing the central gen without you having to do anything. Bear traps are normally useless in high drops. Survivors are able to move in the air and avoid them, which is why a lot of trappers will block the big drop stairs with a bear trap. But this is not as effective as survivors can still disarm it when the huge big drop in the game is the only drop where you can catch survivors 100% with a good bear trap placement. Just go under the big drop and place the bear trap near the spine you can find on the floor, and this will catch survivors dropping from it constantly. The best part is that in order to disarm this bear trap, survivors will have to go all the way down to get it. Mother's Dwelling doesn't have a lot of places for bear traps that can be clipped, but the one it has is very effective, as it's located near the generator on main building. This is a passive bear trap that will for sure catch a survivor trying to repair this gen in main. The next trap is very similar to the ones in the swamp, but it's located in Garden of Joy. While there aren't many places to hide a trap in this map, this ramp bear trap will be very hidden from below, and unless survivors know that you trapped here beforehand, most likely if they come from the bottom, they will get caught on it. And this is a very important part of the map, as it's one of the strongest loops in the game. The colors of Undead Borgo will help tremendously with both of these traps, as you can trap main building easily by placing a bear trap in the corner of the stairs, and also another bear trap right next to the window, blocking the path of any survivors trying to use it to escape. Combine both traps and you can have a passive bear trap and an active one in the same main building. And by the way, by the time you're watching this trap in specific, most likely the Shattered Square would have a rework, so this trap might not be useful anymore. But still, if the rework still maintains the gallows and even changes the position of it, it could make this bear trap even better than before. Midwich contains a lot of very strong bear traps, making this low-key one of the best trapper maps in the game. One of my favorite traps is located on this spot close to one of the exit gates, as it completely blocks this window without you having to break the breakable wall. The best part is that any survivor that wants to disarm it will have to go all the way back in order to do so, and there aren't many bear traps in DBD that work this way. Another very strong spot that completely invalidates a loop is found in the corner bathroom of the map. If you place a bear trap in the broken wall between the two bathrooms, the rubble will clip and hide the bear trap, giving survivors no place to escape once they enter here, and giving you a free down without spending much resources. And this next one is insane, as when done properly, not only will this bear trap clip inside the broken ramp in the corner of Midwich, it is also located exactly in the path a survivor will take either to leave or to enter the loop found in the floor below. This is by far the sneakiest bear trap you can place in Midwich. Another ones that do not clip with anything but surprisingly work very well are the bear traps placed in the middle of the corner stairs of the map, as they can be camouflaged very well with the flesh things near them. Most survivors won't be looking at these bear traps, giving you a very easy down, and I say this from experience, as these are some of the most effective bear traps I have used. And sometimes the best bear traps are the ones found in plain sight, like these ones that you can place under the weird white trash in the center of the hallways, which help them camouflage inside the floor. There are many spots like this in Midwich, so take your time to camouflage these bear traps, as they are really good passive bear traps. And just like we said in Midwich, the RPD has many hallways and entrances where you can place some nasty bear traps, but surprisingly, some of the most effective ones I had were traps that I placed in some darker spots on the map, like the various red stains found all over the RPD, as well as the weird entity orange blobs found in the hallways. The Nostromo has some insane places where you can hide bear traps on grass spots, but it also shines on the inside of the Nostromo thanks to all the debris and cables that there are on the entrances to the spaceship. By placing 2 bear traps on the top of the ramp to the Nostromo, you will be able to block these spots for future chases, or also take advantage of them by funneling the survivor. And the final clipping bear trap of this video can be found on one of the entrances to the small spaceship that sometimes contains the basement, and this trap is especially lethal, as survivors will not expect it since it will be hidden so well, and also the doorway location is exactly the one survivors will most likely take in order to save. In fact, you can even place a fake bear trap in the front, and most survivors will not expect 2 on the same doorway. Anyways, let me know if you find any other insane bear trap spots. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.